Go
Good
ahead.
morning, everybody. This is Monday morning, July 1st. Yay, we're in a new month. And all you Canadians out there, happy Canada Day. It's a great one. Wearing your red and white. I think that's what colors you wear. Anyway, I know they're having some old Canada celebrations here. We have 4 or 5 Canadians too, every gringo around here. So I get to meet a lot of wonderful Canadians. Anyway, we are on one of my favorite calls of the week. We have so many calls. You have to ask me, if you just ask me, which call do you love the best? I could answer whichever one I'm on, right? They're all so good. But we call this the Monday Morning Miracle Call because the stories we share truly seem miraculous. They're wonderful. They're fun. That everybody who has shared the product feels so good about it. I want to welcome everybody here, all of you loyal people who are here every time you possibly can be. I want to welcome all of you brand new people. Sometimes it takes a little courage to get on this new call. Some of you don't even know how to do Zoom yet, and you got to learn that. So welcome and kudos to you for being here. So happy that you're all here. I want to remind you before we get started that we do have some doctors on the call, but the majority of us are we're just regular people. And we, in this business, we never claim to diagnose, treat, or cure any named disease. That is not what we're here for. We're here to put little Band-Aid looking patches on you, which will open up the lights in your body, which will open up channels, and your body then can do its own work and do its own healing. And that's what we're all about. So I do want to remind you about that. And we do have a quick way you can say what's going on. I'm going to give you a little quick testimony as an example. It does not, sometimes I know you need more detail than this. I met a friend of mine's mother yesterday. And by the way, I'm here in Mexico. This is where I live full time. She's from Guadalajara and she was visiting her son, and her son was playing and we were having a lot of fun, but she had fallen the day before. And she had just skinned herself up. Her fingers were so bad, she could not unzip her purse. She couldn't hold a pin. And I brought them home to my house afterwards and I patched her up. And within minutes, she was so delighted. She could hold a pen. She could write her name. Excuse me. And she, then when she left and she had to use her zipper, she went, oh, well, she said it in Spanish, but she said, oh my goodness, I can use the zipper. And that was so delightful for me because I had not really shared the patches even with my friend yet. He knew a little bit about them, but he hadn't experienced them yet. So it was great. It was rewarding. It was wonderful. And you notice I said that pretty quickly. You want to do it 30 to 60 seconds. But all of you, weren't you happy with that? Knowing the success that woman had, it didn't take a long time. So we're going to do that. I would like you to raise your hands. We need you. If you don't come in to bless this community and share your stories, we don't have a call. We don't have a miracle morning. So get those hands up. When you're done, please remute yourself and put your hand down. And I had 2 come up at the same time. Oh, you know what? Somebody needs her glasses to see who in the world is up there. I know Allie is one, and you came up at the same time. So I'm gonna have Allie, Diane, and Roxanne, okay? And I hope you were in that order. You came so quick. And good for you blessing this community. You're, let's see, Diane and Roxanne. Sorry, wait, Roxanne, you don't have your hand up. You're just up there at the top. You must be a high-reaching woman. Okay. Oh, I've got, yes, you, Dwolanka.
Dushenka.
Say it again. Oh, yeah, Dushenka. Say it again.
Her name is Dushenka, Karen.
Thank you, Dushenka.
Dushenka.
Oh, I'm so silly. Oh, Dushenka, sorry about that. Roxanne. Okay, so Allie, would you start us off today, please? Then Roxanne, then Dushenka.
Yeah. At this time of the year when there's not a thunderstorm, I like to go outside, meditate, do my qigong, and I was doing it one day and suddenly there was a pain in my hand. I opened my eyes and there was a bee feasting on my hand. So I flicked it off. I grabbed my X39. I think I was wearing it on my neck, put it right on the spot, immediately stopped the pain, and it never swelled.
Wow, awesome. And thank you for just talking about the X39. I hadn't mentioned it yet, but we do like to stick to that one for our first 15 minutes. Kudos to you. Thank you, Allie. Okay, Diane, come on in, and then Dushenka. Dushenka, that's the order I have you.
Good morning, everybody. I have a dog that is a Belgian Shepherd, and he is very, very active and running everywhere. He turned 10 last month. A couple of years ago, he started to stumble going up and down the steps to our deck. We have a high deck. There's 6 steps going down, and I could see he was starting to get stiff. And although I gave him a supplement of like herbs and stuff that helped with that, it still wasn't perfect. And so I started putting my used patches on him, and he has become a black blur again, going up and down the steps as if he's like a year old, 2 years old. It's just like zip, zip, zip. It's just so good to see.
That's exciting. You could change his name to BB, Blackbird. Or Black. That's
I ought to do
wonderful.
that.
You told that story perfectly. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with BB. Okay, Dushenka.
All right, so I just wanted to tell you about my dad. He's the only person I've shared the patches with who called LifeWave Corporate and said, these patches didn't work. And they said, well, we'll give you your money back. He said, I don't want my money back. I just want you to know your product doesn't work. They're like, okay. And then when he ran out, he stopped using them. That was that. And all of a sudden, instead of being able to get up at 8 a.m, go up to the mountains, build his house by himself without help. He's a general contractor. He's also 70 years old. And so he's like using a forklift to manipulate the beams and pouring concrete and hammering rebar, like heavy labor from 8 a.m. till about 7:30, sometimes 8 o'clock at night, 12 hours, just taking a break for water. Now, when he stopped using the patches, like he would go up 20 minutes, his back would hurt, he was tired, he had to lay down. And he said, you know, we all said, Dad, it's the patches. He said, no, it's just hotter now. And we're like, no, it's not hotter in August than it was in July in the mountains of New Mexico, the high summer heat. Like, sorry, Dad, you're wrong. And so he started ordering again. And then my brother, who is a plumber, went out to help my dad. And he said, Dad, you know, I hurt my back. I can't do anything. I can just like lie on the cot next to you and tell you what you need to do with the pipes. And my dad said, like when he got off the plane, my dad said, here, put this patch on. And brother did, and his back pain went away. And he was able to help my dad do the plumbing. And they were working like, they're insane. Like they would start at 6 a.m. and go till 3 a.m., like 5 days in a row, because my was only there for 5 days and they wanted to get it done. And anyway, so there you go. That's my story.
That's beautiful. No more, excuse me. I have this morning thing going on. No more excuses, right? Love it. Oh, that's a beautiful story. Beautiful. Thank you, Dushenka. Yeah, it's like, I hope he called the company and told them something different. No,
No,
that's at least
but
we
he put
know.
himself on auto ship and he got my brother on auto ship. So I'll take
That's
it.
enough. That's enough. That's perfect. Perfect. Hey, Faith, come on in. And then I'm looking for more hands to come on up. You guys, Faith is our last brave soul who wants to bless our community so far.
Well, I'll take my time. I have 3. So
Oh, all right.
I had shared them with my great aunt, who's 83, and she wasn't really feeling anything. So she gave it to my grandmother, who's 80. Instantly, she better sleep. She doesn't have to take some of her medications in the evening anymore. She called me after like the second day. She's like, I forgot to take my meds and I didn't need them. I was like, that's so wonderful, you know? So she's already noticing it 3 days in. So I think my aunt now watching her will be like, oh, okay, so maybe I should have been wearing them for 12 hours, you know? So that's one. Very happy about that. Want my grandparents to be here forever, right?
Of course.
The second one is my friend. She's had seizures forever. This has nothing to do with those, but she's just had lots of other issues. But they help her with sleep. she never could sleep for more than a couple hours. And she would, sleep during the day a couple hours and be awake. And that was like her life for years. And now when she puts them on, she can sleep through the night. And
Oh my
that's
gosh,
just
Dave.
changed her whole life.
It does change your life. Sleep is everything. It does so many things for your body, for your mind, for your soul. Awesome. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing.
And the third
So-
one was when I use my patch and I put it on my cat's bed, and she's 14. She turned 14 last month. Her whole white side of her whiskers were all white, and they're growing back in black again.
Woohoo! You know what? I bet when she looks in the mirror, she says, "Oh, look at you, you beautiful cat, you." No, I
yeah.
want to piggyback on that. When I started the patches, my eyebrows were 90%, maybe 98%. I don't know, but they were almost all white. And now look at them. So yeah.
And for
it can
myself,
bring that color back. And as light
I
as my
had
hair
thinning.
is, if you look at it real close, I got a lot of little dark hairs in there. I kind of like it like this though, so it can stay.
and
But
for
I know it's good
myself,
for your health, so it's okay. Thank you, Faith. Those were 3 fabulous stories. Thanks for getting our miracle morning going. And don't forget, it is science. Seems like a miracle, but it is science. Okay, Ravel and then Christina.
Hi, Karen. Your enthusiasm is infectious. Before I begin with this short testimonial, because I heard the same testimonial within 24 hours, so just want to share it with you. I wanted to express a happy belated birthday to Bonnie, who's a member, Bonnie Douglas, who's a fellow Canuck and a member of this community. She's not in my team, but valuable member. And also Anne Moreau, just in the last couple of days, these 2 ladies have had birthdays. So happy belated birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
And what a great way to start a Monday. The 2 testimonials I heard that were identical were 2 ladies that were gardening, and these are in different parts of the country. And they usually have a lot of pain and discomfort after their pretty heavy duty gardening, which is quite physical in both their cases. And they notice that using X39, they no longer they might feel a little bit of discomfort in the first day, but it doesn't last. And usually it lasts for days. And both of these individuals told me the same thing, the same experience. So just wanted to share that. What we have is really remarkable.
Awesome. It makes you much more willing to do that work, doesn't it, for everybody? Nobody likes to feel bad. Thank you. Christina.
Hi, how are you this morning?
Great.
Good. I was going to share the story. I went over to a guy's house to help him with, well, he had surgery on his eye. And I went over to his place and he was saying that the doctors were saying that he may not have much sight even after the surgery. And so I told him about the patches and he bought carnosine and, well, guess I'm not supposed to say that quite yet, huh? X39 and carnosine. And
You're okay.
Okay. Thanks. So the day after surgery, you go back into the doctor. And he went back into the doctor and he had put a carnosine here and an X39 on the back of his neck. And the doctor said, that's snake oil. And he goes, okay. And he left it on there. And then a week later, you go back in again and have him look at your eye. And he goes, that's not snake oil. He said that, yeah, that's what he said. He goes, I have never seen somebody heal so well. He said, you have no infection and no scarring. You're healing perfectly. And he has his peripheral vision back as well.
Oh my gosh, that's so heartwarming. Vision is so important. Oh my gosh, how fun. And how fun to have the doctor step up and admit that. That is great. Some doctors don't have that. Well,
I have one more story if you have time.
Yeah, we do. We only have one more hand up right now. Go ahead. Tell us another story.
Okay. So my husband has had he doesn't know what it is, but he said his whole life, just this little thing right here by his nose. And he's been he's been using all of the Alavita products on his face and then also an Alavita on his face at night. And he said that is coming off. He said, I don't know what that was. It's been there forever and it is coming off.
Wow. Christine, I hear stories all the time about little growths and things on people's bodies in all kinds of places that come off. They just like fall off one day. You know, Darlene Playhouse tells about her husband has a little like a less hair in one area spot, and he had a growth on there, and one day it was just gone. You know, so thank you for sharing. You guys watch for those things. Take pictures of those little things growing on your bodies. Thank you. Hey, let's move right on to Diane. And then that's our last hand up for a while. So be thinking what story you're going to share, all of you.
My next story is about my friend. She had calcification in the small capillaries and vessels throughout her chest. And after a few months of using the patch, she went back to the doctor and all of the calcification was gone. There was not a trace of it left.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's just
it's a
almost
pretty big one.
awesome. Thank you. And you guys are telling these stories so well, getting through them pretty quick. Okay, hello, Dolly.
Good morning. My husband is usually very skeptical, even more than my mother was. So I started the patches and he wouldn't do them until a month later, and he started the patches. And he's a Wisconsin farm boy, so he calls our backyard, that's the size of most people's living room, he calls it the back 40. So at the back 40, he has got his garden and just all kinds of beautiful stuff. Well, after, and he would go out there for a few minutes, come back in, go out for a few minutes, and he never slept more than, I don't know, half an hour at night. Just unusual. And now, after like 4 or 5 months, he's out there as long as he wants to be, and he sleeps like 6 hours a night. It's just absolutely amazing. By the way, he's 87. So, and his movement is better. He started walking a little bit bent over. None of that anymore. He just looks 15 years younger. It's just wonderful.
Oh,
And
yes.
you know, when you see things like that, you just have to be so thankful for it coming your way. And that's how we feel. So happy week, everybody.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. So I hope I have these in the right order. I'm sure somebody will tell me if I don't. Lynn, come on in. That was beautiful, by the way. Oh my gosh. It's like, I don't know. It's almost seems too good to be true, and yet it's true. Okay, Lynn.
Sorry.
fine.
I didn't actually put my hand up because I opened the chat and then closed it and my hand went up. So, but now I took it down, but you saw it. So, yes, I will say that there has been a really good improvement in my general well-being, because when I started, going on the patches, I was actually burnt out with a lot of family grief that can't be fixed at the moment. And I wasn't even able to take in the concept of the patches properly. So I had to sort of, really concentrate to do that. And I do counselling, grief counselling. I've had to stop all that as well for the first time in 12 years. And but since then, I have managed to really reorganize my life, because although I'm still tired, because as we all know in here, emotion can make you constantly tired, I found that my faculties were much better. My mind came into being, and I've actually managed to shift myself regarding things I had to do in the house and alter the things I was doing so that I'm actually going to start doing something I really want to do. So I'm very grateful for all that, and my hair's a lot better, and the general well-being of my body is definitely better than it was. So it's an ongoing thing. I've only been doing it 3 months, so I'm looking forward to getting to 6 months now. Thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I love the way you phrase things. You have a beautiful way of putting things. My mind came into being. I love that. Yeah, and wait until you've been on it for 5 years, that you'll be even more surprised. It's so cool. I have people who actually call me and say, I've been watching you. I'm getting older. You seem to be getting younger. I want to try that. I mean, I've actually had that happen a couple of times. It was just kind of fun. You know, it's like, I don't say, I told you so. I just think it. Thank you. Hey, Natalie, come on in. And then we have Jerry.
Good morning. So I have a distributor who actually bought the patches for his mother. She was really getting worn out trying to take care of his sick father. And his father wouldn't wear the patches, wouldn't do anything for his health. So we have her on the patches about 2 weeks, and I get this phone call from him, and he says, my mother spent the weekend, she took out the pressure washer and pressure washed the back of the house and the deck. And in her mid-70s, she has so much energy. What are these patches doing? It's just like so great to see what, how people get their lives back.
That's awesome. And, one of the things I tell people is you actually have to experience them, because it's really hard to believe everything we tell you. So it's better just to get the patches, experience them, and then come on and tell your story. Why not, right? Thank you, Natalie. Jerry, come on in.
Thanks, Karen. Sorry, you look so lovely. I ran in trying to get in here real quick, so I have my baseball cap and it's hot here, but just want to give a couple quickies. These are about my husband this time. He's your basic R&D science person that researches everything. And 3 years ago, I went on and downloaded a couple of the clinicals, and I said, here, read this. And I'd already been on them, and he started, well, maybe 5 months later. He loves to work in the yard. He's always in the yard working, pruning, this and that, and had severe pain in here, which you know what that is. And the doctor had even taken x-rays, had how bad it was. Said it was a serious case. Well, 4 or 5 months later, no pain. And also, his hair was pretty gray. In October, if you're all there, it's more black in it now, a lot more black. So those are his 2 right now. Probably has some other ones, but he did have open heart surgery and that, and staples and all this, and it healed so quickly, really quickly. So
that's wonderful. People don't always heal real quickly from open heart surgery.
Thank you.
I wish we'd had them when my husband had that. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. And hey, Natalie, if you don't have another story, would you do me a favor and put your hand down so that I don't call you again unless you want me to? Maybe it's already gone. Okay, it looks to me like I have Janet next. Come on in. Or did she go? No, she's still there. Don't forget to unmute, Janet. Oh, wait, maybe you're the one that already did you already do yours? Do you have another one? Well, let's move on to Mo Dunny, and then we'll figure out what Janet wants.
Hi, good morning.
Good
So
morning.
I wanted to share, I shared something with Sunshower the other day. I had been doing the X39 and some different patches, Eon and glutathione, for about a week. And I had a doctor's appointment, and I'd had a bunch of tests done. And I was pretty sure that it was going to come back with a lot of things, that weren't so great for me because my eating habits and have changed. I put on weight, all this stuff. But I have a thyroid problem. Oh, sorry, not supposed to say that.
You can say it that way. You didn't name a disease. We all have thyroids. It's okay.
I had been depressed, in a depression, and I hadn't been taking my medication. And when I went to the doctor, he was so thrilled because everything came back perfect. And I thought
Woo.
that was really odd for only just being, really taking them steady for, a few weeks. I thought, wow, that's pretty amazing. I've had also pain in my hands, a lot of tingling and numbness, and really hard to make a fist. And sometimes I wake up with shooting pains in my hands, and they'll be red and swollen. And I've been putting the glutathione and the Eon on my hands and my feet, and it takes the swelling down and it takes the pain away. And so to me, that's pretty amazing. So I did, I think that these patches are just a gift, a gift.
They are. What a good way to put it. We all have those gratitude journals, or most of us, we like to talk about what we're grateful for. I bet you that on many, many lips, people are putting the patches in that gratitude list every single day. So wonderful stories. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dushenka, if I said it right.
You did say it right. And I know I already shared, but I'm so excited that there was one of my friends who I told about the patches, and he got his order. He wasn't very excited about it, but when it came, he said I got a text the next morning saying, hey, my order came last night. I put on the sleep patch. It worked just like a sleeping pill, except I'm, refreshed and vibrant. And then I was like, okay, cool. That was just texting. Then about 45 minutes later, I got a call and he was swearing up a storm. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? He said, I have had pain in my hip for the last 4 years. My whole life has been organized around not being able to use my right leg. I've been to all these doctors, super expensive. They couldn't help me. He said, I put on the Ice Wave, and within 10 minutes, I'm walking without a limp.
Woo!
And then for lots of people on this call have talked about sleep. I didn't consider myself a chronic insomniac. I just thought I was a mom, because ever since I was pregnant, like before I was pregnant 13 years ago, I was dead to the world as soon as I went to sleep. But with that pregnancy, I would have trouble falling asleep, trouble getting comfortable, and then I'd wake up. What's that noise? There'd be a dog barking 3 blocks away. That's what woke me. Or, I'd wake up. What's that light? Oh, the neighbor across the yard got up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, and there's a little tiny light coming out of his window that wasn't coming out before. Like that's how my sleep was. And I just said, oh, well, that's because I'm a mom and my brain is like hyper vigilant about my kids. Like that's just how that goes. Then I started using the patches in September of 2022. And the following July, which was last year, 4th of July, my husband said to me, hey, are you looking forward to being up all night from all the fireworks and car alarms going off for the 4th of July? And I don't recall answering him. The next thing I knew, it was 8 hours later, I had slept just so soundly, and I was waking up refreshed, ready to grab my keys and head to the beach for the crack of dawn morning walk on the beach. And when I talked to him later, I said, I remember you asking me if I was looking forward to being kept up all night by all the noise and light. And I don't remember answering you. He said, you didn't. You just started snoring. I said,
You weren't thinking much about waking up, were you?
No, I
love it.
And that's how it's been. I just put my head on the pillow and I wake up later refreshed and ready to start my day.
I love it. I love it. And I have one of those watches that tells you the different kinds of sleep, your REM, deep and light. And I noticed when I use the silent night that I get more REM.
Well, and I have never used the silent nights because I didn't think I had a sleep problem. This is just using X39 and X49,
That's
which
perfect.
I swear by. Yeah.
Wonderful. I love it. I love it. Okay, it looks like we have Roxanne and then Gregory. And I still don't know for sure, Janet, if you want to get in there, just come in.
Yeah, I think
I'm
Janet's
here.
unmuted now.
And then
I'm
Tina.
Okay, go ahead,
unmuted.
Janet.
Thank you. Sorry, we're driving and I couldn't get it to unmute for some reason.
I get it.
I just wanted to share this testimony that was sent to me by text today. It says, "Good morning. I just want to let you know what a blessing it was to have met you. You introduced me to LifeWave, and that has saved me throughout this whole process of surgery on my replacing my total knee. I've been able to manage my pain a whole lot better. I've been using codeine very rarely, and I've been applying a lot of IceWave. The process is to use IceWave when I'm going to physical therapy, and when I'm at home, I'm using Eon, glutathione, and X39. Thank you from the bottom of my heart." Just love getting those kind of messages on a Monday.
Yes. Who could ask for anything more? I love it. Thank you, Tina. I'm sorry, Janet. Thank you for coming in. And then it isn't Tina, it's Roxanne, then Gregory, Tina, Jonathan, and then I don't think we're gonna have room for any more because we're already past the bottom of the hour. So you guys are wonderful. Thank you for coming in. I sure appreciate you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Roxanne, and I have a story to share. I ran into an old friend last week, and he had asked me, "Did you have work done?" Because I'm a nurse and I do work with a plastic surgeon. And he's like, "Your face, it looks different." I'm like, "No." And I said, "It's these patches." And he's like, "Really?" He's like, "I swear you've had something done." I'm like, "No, I haven't. I promise you I haven't. It's these patches." And so that's my quick share. And he's planning to order. He just is waiting a little bit, but he is going to order. Now my next thing I want to say real quick, Jennifer Allen asked me to be here. We both work with Michael Jaco, and his Miracle Monday call is tonight. So I'm putting it out there. If anybody would like to share your story on tonight's Miracle Monday, please reach out to me. I will put my phone number in the chat, and we'll just go from there. All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That was a beautiful share. Love it.
Thank you.
Great. Gregory, do you still want to come in, or are you just going to wait?
I'll wait until Tina and Jonathan are done. Go
Okay,
ahead.
let's go. Tina, then Jonathan. Hopefully that was the right order.
Hi. Hey, beautiful. Can you hear me?
Yes, you
Oh,
sound great.
awesome. And I'm so sorry, my video's not working. I'm on top of a mountaintop, so we only have so much Wi-Fi up here. But I just wanted to let you know, a couple months ago, I went into Mexico, and this was some major oral surgery. I mean, we're talking bone graft. There have been things that were neglected quite a bit. Teeth that had come out, things were being reconfigured for an appliance, that kind of thing. It's pretty dramatic. So after the local wore off, of course, the doctor, the doctor had some medicine he had me walk out with. And then he said, "If this doesn't touch it, if it's not giving you enough relief, here's a stronger version of this medicine," and then the antibiotics, and sent me off. So as I'm in the hotel room and I'm waiting, you're starting to feel that local wear off and the pain's coming in. I'm looking around and, well, no one's going to tell me that I need to connect with this medicine. I've got the X39, and that's all I used. I never needed the medicine. I'm going to say I didn't use the antibiotics either. That's a personal thing, but it was extraordinary. The entire process. The next day I went to the dentist. He wanted to take a look at the surgery and how things were going, and he was kind of amazed. Even overnight, what was occurring. And he said, normally, he said, I would tell someone it'd be a couple of weeks before you could do any exercise or anything or lift. And he said, I think it's going to be about 4 days for you, but it was just incredible, really incredible to know what these things can do. Thank you.
Thank you. That is incredible. That's beautiful. The stories today have been, as always, amazing. Jonathan.
That's
excited.
amazing. Tina
Christian.
Tina is a beautiful soul. Tina, I love you. She's a beautiful soul. Listen,
I love
guys.
you, Tina.
Thank you.
Mirror,
dear.
mirror, mirror, mirror.
Oh, you're so kind. So listen, guys, I have a testimony for the future. My son, whenever he gets sick, he always gets, it always progresses into his respiratory. And so I have him patched up, and I'm looking forward to telling you guys what happens, because I know he's going to be better. He's 5 years old. He's about to be 6 on the 14th. So look, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Come on.
Hi. Come on, Chewy. Out.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Awesome. You guys, this has been a beautiful morning. Thank you for gifting us with your presence, with your stories. You are so awesome. And what a beautiful day. Gregory, I'm turning this back over to you.
Yeah, well, thank you. And I want to talk about a gift because we have some new friends and house guests here. Chris and John, new friends and directors in the Live Younger community that are passing through. They live in Florida, and they're on, and they stop by in their motorhome on their way to Alaska. And we've been having such a wonderful time together. We're very sad to see them leaving this morning. But before they leave, I'd like to introduce Chris to you. And Chris has an amazing story she's going to share with her own experience with the patches.
Good morning. Yes, I've been on the patches for almost a year and a half now, and I was very skeptical. And my brother kept talking me into it, and I finally decided to try them. I had chronic pain for 22 years, where I was never out of pain, ever. And 3 weeks in of just the X39, I woke up one morning and I haven't had chronic pain again. And it's been over a year. And I still get acute pain if I pull my shoulder or do something, but I no longer have chronic pain. Thank goodness for the X39.
Beautiful.
Changed my life.
22 years of pain gone. Thank you, Chris. Hey, and thank you, Karen, as always. You do such a great job in hosting, and thanks everyone for sharing your heartfelt stories and your Monday morning miracles with us. And I just wanted to tell you tonight on our Monday evening call, we have a couple of directors that are going to be sharing their secrets to success. It's always wonderful to showcase success, and 2 new directors. And we're working on a possible cameo visit from another very, very special person. I won't key you in on who that is in case he can't make it, but we may have a special guest on there tonight. And this is a special time of year, a special week. Oh, Canada Independence Day. Congratulations. And 4 days from now, July 4th, we have our 4th of July here in the States, celebrating our independence. And on our Thursday morning call, we talked about honoring this as Financial Freedom Month. It's freedom for Canada, freedom for the United States, and it's freedom for us. So we're going to have some tips for you tonight on financial freedom and how to take advantage of this incredible gift and opportunity we have with LifeWave from David Schmidt and everybody on his executive and staff that makes this all available for us. So that's all for now, folks. So have a wonderful day, and we look forward to seeing many of you on the call. Did you have something else, Robin? And tomorrow night on our Tuesday evening Power of the Patch webinar, we have Ann Moreau and Janet Kiefer. So going to be sharing some health and wellness tips in that seminar that we're doing. So with that being said, if you'd like to unmute yourself and say your farewell, and thanks everyone for attending this great call today.
Praying
Had
for
a
your
great
safety.
time.
Bye,
as you
everybody.
travel
Thank
to
you.
Alaska.
I'll see you all.
Everybody.
Good.
Bye, everyone.
Good job, Karen.
Good
Safe
X39 day.
Beautiful week.
Thank
Synergy.
you.
Love you
Bye
all.
all.
Thank you.
Love the call
Bye.
and you all.
Buen
Bye.
trabajo,
Have a great
Karen.
day,
Good
everyone.
day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Terrific
guys.
Call. Weekend. Good day.
Qué buen trabajo, Karen.
blinds closed.
Wonderful call.
Thank you.
Many
Thank you.
blessings.
Y me gusta
Thank
el
you.
color rojo que estaba poniendo.
Hey, everyone.
Someone speaking Spanish.